everybody, and welcome to another action
What?
I almost said comicfeatures.net action weekend review.
Well, they would have been on the wrong site.
Yeah. So anyway, it's actionfeatures.net comics weekend review. We're covering releases from June 26th, 2013. Blaze only has one book, even though he has two books that were for him this week.
Which is combined with a few other books.
Yeah.
One in my book.
He's got a trade, and then one of the current books that he's read. The other book he's going to read, but he's behind on it, and so he hasn't read it, but I'm still going to review it because I've read it, but I'm going to try and not spoil it too much because he's behind. We'll get to it. So let's just jump right in. Adventures of Superman issue 2. This is one of the first of the DC books where I started picking up. This and Legends of the Dark Knight are Batman and Superman books that are not part of New 52. It's kind of the old classic Batman and Superman. And they're just, like the book says on the front cover, timeless tales of the Man of Steel. Same with Legends of the Dark Knight. It's just kind of timeless stories about Batman set in the old universe. These are all reprints of digital comics, but I don't read digital comics, so these are all new stories for me. So this is what brought me into DC. I was like, oh, okay, well I can read these two books and kind of get my Batman and Superman fix. So these are ones I'll keep consistently picking up.
What is a digital comic?
It's just comics they make just for like a website or something.
Okay.
So these are reprinting those. There's 3 stories in this one. The first one involves this guy that Superman keeps seeing when he goes places, and it ends up being some kind of weird thing in his head type stuff. The first one's weird. The second story involves Lois and Clark going after a story, and Clark getting sidetracked by doing a bunch of rescuing type stuff as Superman. That one was fun. The third storyline involves Superman meeting up with this guy, this time guy, that says we have to go do this thing with this baby, and it's kind of going like 6 hours earlier, 5 hours earlier, until they get to the present time where it's happening. And that all ties together into Kryptonian stuff. That one was fun, and it's got art by Michael Avon Oeming. Actually, he's the writer, too, who did Powers, and it's pretty good. I like this book. I enjoyed Legends of the Dark Knight and Adventures of Superman, because it just feels like you can just read them and not worry about everything else that's going on. Next one is the one both Blaze and I read, which is Batman Superman, issue 1 from the New 52. Now this is a New 52 book. It's a New 52 universe. And this is kind of telling Batman and Superman's first encounters in that universe, I guess. So we both read this. Before we give our feelings, we'll say what the story is about. Clark comes to Gotham, and they sort of have an exchange between Clark and Bruce about helping people and not helping people and having to survive in Gotham. And the whole thing is boiling down to that Wayne Enterprises guys in Metropolis are being, like, hurt or, like, killed or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was. Murdered, yeah. Three Wayne Enterprises employees have been murdered in Metropolis in the last 8 hours. So Clark's there to kind of investigate things. And meanwhile, like, Bruce has told his guys that work in Metropolis to get out of there, but one stays behind. And Catwoman's involved, the Spirit thing shows up, Superman shows up. There's a big kind of 3-way fight sort of thing between Superman, Batman, and Catwoman. And then Superman gets kind of taken out, and I don't know, he ends up at a different place with a Batman that seems like he's from a different timeline or something. And it's just kind of weird.
Yeah. And
it's kind of weird.
I wasn't a huge fan of this.
I wasn't a huge fan of it either.
One thing I really didn't like, even though you've explained this before, it's not our Batman. Batman's asking him all these questions, then he's like, what's up with the jeans? I hate that New 52 Superman outfit. The earlier one where he's got jeans and a t-shirt. Don't pop your knuckles, bud. Okay. Where he's got jeans and a t-shirt, that is super lame. And like the art is... Jay Lee I usually don't even like at all. I mean, it's okay here. It's a little better than usual, but it's very confusing looking. It's kind of muddled. And then it switches art halfway through to another guy, and he's no better, really. Right.
I don't know. It was just kind of a mess. Like, nothing compelled me to pick up the next one. I'm gonna pick up the next one.
A surprising thing happened at the end.
Yeah, but at the same time, I also don't understand what's going on with that. We can't really talk about it.
Right.
I don't know what's going on with that because I don't read anything New 52 for the most part.
So next in order would next in order be mine?
Might as well just wait.
Okay.
Yours isn't a current book. Captain America issue 8 from Marvel Now. This is continuing Captain America's adventures in Dimension Z, with his sort of adopted son there, which is Zola's son. I have to ruin something for you.
Okay.
In that, I don't think you've read up to the point where Zola has now got control of Ian, and he's kind of brainwashed him into hating Cap.
I saw the issue where that happened.
Okay, so you saw that.
Yes.
Okay, so in this issue, Cap is trying to break Zola's control on Ian,
Right.
and it's a matter of him fighting towards him, and he's wanting to get help, and he's wanting to stop Zola. I can't give too much away in this because Blaze is still going to read it. I love this storyline. I love the way it goes. There's a really surprising thing that happens at the end of this issue, and it looks like we're finally getting to the end game where things are gonna, wrap up, and we're gonna see how this is all gonna change Cap. Like what's gonna happen with these 11 years, what's gonna go on. I consistently love this book. Like I said with the Thor thing, this has slowly moved into the top spot away from Thor, and Captain America is my favorite Marvel Now book going. I loved this issue, and I continue to love this book.
Art on the books.
I do too. I think the John Romita's art on this is great.
Right.
Just the coloring's great, the art is great, everything about it's great. I really enjoy that book. You'll have to read it soon. Injustice: Gods Among Us, issue 6. This is another of the DC books that I started picking up that are sort of non-New 52. It's based on the video game, which I thoroughly enjoyed that game, and I think the storyline on the game was fantastic. It's like one of my favorite Justice League stories for a long time. You know the story because you watched the opening sequence. You all right there?
No, I didn't know the storyline, I don't think.
Yeah, remember, like, basically, and this book kind of tells the storyline where Joker tricks Superman into killing Lois by thinking she's Doomsday, and that kind of, when her heart stops, releases a bomb in Metropolis and blows up a bunch of people. So then Superman snaps and kills Joker.
I hope none of this is spoiling anything.
Well, I mean, this is issue 6, so I feel like, and it's the opening sequence of the game.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like I'm telling you too much, and I kind of have to say that because this is all in that reality. In that reality, and in the game, what happens is Batman basically has to get stuff from the regular DC universe, the classic DC universe.
Yes.
Those guys to come over and help him take out Superman, who creates this regime. And this whole book is basically setting up from the point, because in the game it kind of just goes to that point, and then all of a sudden it's to the point where it's the regime. This is filling in the gap of how it gets to the point where Superman takes out Joker to all the way to the regime and what happens to the heroes and all that stuff.
And he's like this darker Superman
type
thing now?
Yeah, he's dark. And it's showing his kind of move towards that darkness.
Now, it's not like Superman Man of Steel Dark where it's not interesting. It's like, because of the...
Well, hang on. Let's wait 1 second. We can't... I don't want to spoil Man of Steel. Well, Man of Steel's been out for a while. And so if you don't want to hear anything that spoils Man of Steel, I guess shut this off. But I do want to touch on something from Man of Steel that you're kind of mentioning there. The interesting thing for me is that this book and this comic, it predates Man of Steel, and I don't know if the people that were making the game and that storyline knew what was going to happen to Man of Steel, but this is exactly what I don't like about Man of Steel is what's happening here. Because once Superman crosses the line and kills, that's it. This is what happens in Justice. And so I think people should have more of a problem with this Superman killing Zod in Man of Steel, because this is exactly what this book is, and I love that about this book, is this is showing you why Superman should never kill. And that's what I really enjoy about the game, and I really enjoy about the storyline. It's like, wow, what if Superman did cross the line? Who would he be accountable, and how far does he go, and once you go that far, when does it stop, and all that stuff. Yeah, so that's what I really like about this, is this whole thing is an alternate universe, and it's kind of like, it's just a cool thing to point towards, like, okay, it's not okay that he killed Zod in that movie. Look what's happening in Injustice right now. What a great storyline that is, and that's exactly showing why Superman doesn't kill. You know, and so I really like this. I love this book. This issue, this is, for me, the best DC title going, and it's not even anything. Any like, regular DC universe, New 52 universe, none of that stuff. This is the best DC book you can buy right now.
Would you say it's appropriate for kids?
I mean, there's killing and stuff, so in that regard,
part of the reason I'm not really allowed to play the game too much.
Yeah, there's too much blood and violence and that kind of stuff. But I don't know, the comic might be okay. In this issue, something that is talked about in the game happens involving Nightwing and Robin.
Is Robin cool in this book?
It's Damian Wayne.
So so that's a little uncool. But something in that regard happens in the first story. Sometimes there's issues where it's just all one story, and sometimes there's like different stories taking place in one issue. In this one, there's a couple of different stories going on. The first one involves something important with Nightwing and Damian Wayne, and that was really good. The second storyline involves Catwoman stealing something and then having a run-in with Superman that also plays into the first story, which was kind of okay, but it was kind of strange at the same time. And then the last bit of the story involves the President and meeting with Batman and him kind of having to pull the team together, kind of take out Superman, basically.
I have a question about that Catwoman Superman thing.
Yeah.
Do you think that has anything to do with like the mini game in Injustice where you're not allowed to get hit by Catwoman?
No. No? Okay. No, but I know what you're talking about. I think it's just, they're just kind of trying to pull everything together, all these different characters into one spot. Like I said, this is a great book on a consistent basis. It's my favorite DC book going, and it has nothing to do with the current universes. It's just a really cool kind of Elseworlds type tale, and if you like the game, definitely pick up this book on a consistent basis. And I'm glad it's still like a continuing series. I think it's really cool to see what happens in that universe. And I'm curious how far it'll go. You know, eventually they're going to catch up to the point where the game starts. So I'm wondering what happens then. So, next up is another Marvel Now book, Nova issue 5. Are you going to be reading this?
I guess. I mean, I've only read issue 1.
Oh, okay. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, do you not mind Damian Wayne as much as that as you do in the new 50?
Oh, I still don't like Damian Wayne. Okay. Yeah, it's the same Damian Wayne, basically. In this issue, Sam, who's the new Nova, the son of Jesse.
From originally from
Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon, yeah. In this issue, he's come back from defeating a bunch of Chitaris and fighting Titus, who used to be a Nova, but now is kind of joined with the Chitauri. He's got the Ultimate Nullifier. He's got to protect it from Titus. It's basically just a big fight between him and this Titus character until he basically wipes out a bunch of stuff. Art's great. Ed McGuinness art is great. The characters talking, it kind of feels like an old guy trying to write kids. No offense to Jeff Loeb, but it comes across as kind of trying to use current kid dialect and things like that, and it just comes across as kind of corny sometimes. But I do like the book. I mean, obviously I'm still picking it up because Ed McGuinness art is great, and I am enjoying the storyline. So there's that. And I think that's it. That's all. And then Blaze read...
I read Death in the Family.
Death in the Family. I'll hold it up for you. This, and for anyone that doesn't know, this is the groundbreaking series from the 80s that killed off the Jason Todd Robin, the 4-part miniseries.
Made Batman more dark, more of a darker
Yeah, he moved in sort of a darker character when they got rid of Robin. The whole thing was, we got to a point in the story where readers actually would call in and vote if they wanted Jason Todd to live or if they wanted him to die in the storyline.
Which I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that they let the readers decide. And they drew it both ways. Him living and him dying.
Is there still any copies left of him living?
Oh, they didn't print it. They just had the art. So the art's been shown of him living. But he obviously didn't live.
I thoroughly enjoyed this book.
You liked it?
It is my favorite Batman story that I have read so far.
Wow, you've read a few. You haven't read the major ones like Year One, Dark Knight Returns. I thought you would like this, though.
Yes. It is incredible.
Yeah, you liked it? What was your favorite part of the story?
I kind of love, like, that Superman-Batman, like, Bond type thing.
Oh, where they were talking?
Right, and, like, Batman, tries to punch him.
Oh, yeah, and he cracks his knuckle or something.
Right, and they bring that up again in A Lonely Place of Dying, which I have started to read.
Oh, yeah. He, the copy that Blaze read is the old trade paperback of Death in the Family. The newer version actually includes Lonely Place of Dying with it.
And it has a new kind of paper, which makes it brighter.
Yeah, this is the old, kind of old school paper, and that's now printed on glossy paper. So if you're picking up Death in the Family currently, you'll have Lonely Place of Dying in there with it.
Right.
Now Blaze is moving on to that. So I'm glad you liked that. I'm glad it was your favorite. Well, I really liked Death in the Family when I was a kid.
I'm not sure if the Superman part is my favorite. There's so many good parts.
It's really good.
When Batman and Robin end up having to go to the same place for two different reasons, and then Joker becoming like the thing in
diplomatic immunity and stuff like that. Yeah, where he can't go after him. It was
Great book.
It really is.
I
Great
loved
art,
it.
great writing. It's really, really good. I'm glad you liked it. So I guess that's it. I guess you're gonna have probably you might have Lonely Place of Dying done by next time,
Probably.
and then maybe get caught up on Cap. I don't know what's coming out next week,
Mhm.
so I guess we'll find out.
Right.
But that's it for this time around. Oh, my pick of the week. Well, I'd say my pick of the week is Injustice. I think that book is. I think each time that book comes out, it's my most look forward to book to read.
Mhm.
Definitely from DC, and
What about Cap?
Cap is really good. I don't know. There's something about Injustice that's just really,
Right.
really fun to read. All right, so probably Injustice with Cap coming in a very close second.
Okay.
And well, you only had Batman Superman for current. I know that it wasn't.
No.
You weren't a fan of that.
Family
Death in the Family was, yeah. All right, so we're gonna sign off, and we'll see you guys next time.
Goodbye.